Today we're going to be taking you on an informative journey through Copenhagen, the heart of Denmark. From the tourist attractions to the feel of the city and even the activities of a citizen's daily life. So let's hop right into it.
Copenhagen is the capital city of Denmark, located in Europe about 790 kilometers from Amsterdam. If you were to vacation there, it would be a 10-hour non-stop plane ride from Portland, Oregon, around 4,973 miles. In between the North and Baltic Seas, Denmark is a flat country with beautiful, low, and gently rolling plains that reach up to only about 50 meters above sea level. The climate is very mild, being in the oceanic climate zone. It has cool winters with light snowfall and the lowest temperatures being around 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Moderate rainfall is year-round. The cooler summers happen every year with an average temperature of around 63 degrees Fahrenheit. The highest temperatures getting only up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, making the weather perfect for outdoor sports commonly played like handball, rugby, golf, and football. For sports lovers, you can visit Parken, a largely well-known football stadium where you can watch the players of the Denmark national football team play this wildly popular sport while munching on some snacks. This is also ideal for strolling through the busy streets of Copenhagen. The warmer weather in the summer makes for the perfect days for aquatic activities like rowing, sailing, and swimming, or relaxing on amateur sand park. Only 15 minutes by bicycle or a few minutes by metro from the city center, Amager Strand Park is a long artificial island with about 3 miles of beaches. Using the metro system is one of the main forms of transportation along with walking, cycling, and personal vehicles.
Arriving in Copenhagen, one immediately feels welcome into the community. Denmark is officially considered to have the happiest people, which attracts tourists from all over the world. These tourists are never disappointed as there are so many spots to visit. One place to visit is the beautiful Amalienborg Palace. This is a Rococo-style palace that was constructed under the rule of King Frederick V. Danish royals come to live in this gorgeous palace during the winter. One of the most exciting parts about visiting the palace is watching the guards change as they march through the streets and end up at the castle. This happens every day at about noon. This is also not the only palace in Denmark, and there are many more areas to visit, such as the Nyhavn Canal. This canal was originally used for ships all over the world delivering cargo and fishermen's catch. Around this time, the area was packed with sailors. Most houses now have been turned into lovely restaurants that many citizens and tourists all over come to experience. Each house is numbered and all are wonderful to see. These houses are beautifully colored and the very places in which many artists have lived. Yet there are certain houses that are most popular. Number 9 is a famous house because it is the oldest on the street and was built in 1681. Luckily, the design has not budged a bit. Another well-liked house is number 20. This is because the famous writer Hans Christian Andersen had lived there for 18 years. These houses were built under the rule of King Christian V from 1670 to 1673 by prisoners of war. Yet after World War II is not used much and now mostly displays the historic ships and museums.
Copenhagen was originally a Viking fishing village founded in the 10th century, and to this day it is still known for its ports being between the North and Baltic Seas. This Danish agri-food and fishery industries constitute one of the largest export groups, providing tons of food and goods. Denmark actually produces enough food to feed over 20 million people, and more than 2/3 of agricultural production is exported over 200 countries. The food is plentiful, and approximately 62% of Denmark's total landmass is used for agricultural purposes. Though this has its benefits, Denmark is also considered among the highest consumers of resources and highest producers of trash in all of Europe. Having all these resources led people to believe that they can waste things and they won't run out. Luckily, this is being turned around as 98% of the nation's sewage is treated, and this is a large focus right now. Now, Copenhagen is recognized as a leader in the global green economy. Despite all this land, agricultural pursuits employ under 3% of the workforce in Denmark.
Denmark's infrastructure is fairly advanced and is similar to the United States. Denmark has many roads connecting people from all over the country. These roads can pretty much get you anywhere and is an essential part of everyday lives. These roads also lead to other countries to make it easier to travel. Danes pay a lot of taxes for their way of life. The government decides where the money goes and is a major part of the Danish infrastructure in a positive way. Although taxes are high, the government knows how to deal with the money and the development of the country. One of the main things that the taxes pay for is the school system. The children of Denmark usually start to go to school at the age of 6 and go through about 12 and a half years of education. This includes 1 year of preschool, 9 years of primary and lower secondary school, and finally 10th grade for students going into a higher education. University is free, but you have to pay for your own books. Denmark is extremely smart with a 99% adult literacy rate, and education is very important to the parents of children in Denmark. The family structure in Denmark is very similar to the United States. Families are fairly small, and they only have 1 to 2 children, but ethnic minorities usually live with their extended family. Parents of smaller children teach their kids to take care of themselves and make many of their own decisions, yet still have to help around the house. Danes do not have many different values from America.
Most people found in Copenhagen are members of the Lutheran Church of Denmark. A good percentage of other people in the Christian community are Roman Catholics, though Islam is the second largest religion at 10% of the population. If you end up visiting Copenhagen, a great thing to know is that the language spoken is Danish, though a large percentage of people know English as their second language. You'll find yourself falling in love with the friendly people and the beautiful sights in Copenhagen, and when it's finally time to go, you'll be left wanting more.